Hello. And welcome to my channel, Echo Tales. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger was staring back at you? Not because you don't recognize your face, but because deep down, you know, that's not who you're meant to be. What if I told you? There's a mirror that doesn't show your appearance, it shows your soul. And in that reflection, is the version of you that's powerful, fearless, and fully alive. Today's story isn't just emotional, it's personal. Because it's not just about Angela. It's about you. If you've ever felt lost, tired, or like you're living someone else's life, then this story might just wake something up inside you. Let's begin. There once lived a young woman named Angela. She wasn't famous. She wasn't rich. In the eyes of the world, she was just ordinary. She lived in a crowded city, worked a 9-to-5 job, and came home exhausted. Every morning felt the same. Wake up. Go to work. Come back. Sleep. Repeat. But deep inside, Angela knew something was missing. She had dreams, wild, beautiful, soul-burning dreams. She wanted to write. She wanted to travel the world. She wanted to touch hearts, inspire others, live a life of passion. But life had other ideas. She had bills to pay, expectations to meet. And like so many people, she began to shrink herself to fit the box life put her in. The world said, "Be realistic," and she listened. The voices around her said, "It's too risky," and she agreed. Every day, she passed by a mirror in her apartment. And every day, she looked at her reflection and whispered the same quiet question, "Is this really who I am?" One evening, after another stressful day, Angela took a long walk. She wasn't going anywhere in particular, just away from everything. Her thoughts were loud. Her heart felt heavy. She turned down a narrow street she'd never noticed before. And tucked away at the end of it was a small antique shop. Inside, the air felt different, old, still, almost magical. An old man stood behind the counter. His eyes were kind, but full of stories. Without saying a word, he gestured toward a tall mirror in the corner of the room. The frame was old. The glass was cracked in one corner. Nothing special. Angela walked toward it, and when she looked inside, she expected to see herself, tired, worn out, unsure. But what she saw made her freeze. Because in that mirror, she didn't see who she was. She saw who she could be. A woman with strength in her posture. Fire in her eyes. She looked powerful. Fulfilled. Unstoppable. Angela stepped back, confused. "What is this?" she asked. The old man finally spoke. "This mirror doesn't show your face. It shows your soul, the version of you that's waiting to be lived." Angela couldn't sleep that night. That reflection kept playing in her mind. Not just the image, but the feeling. The confidence. The freedom. The truth of it. And that night, for the first time in years, she asked herself, "What am I so afraid of? Why have I been running away from myself? What would happen if I actually tried?" The next morning, she woke up early. Not because she had to. Because she wanted to. She picked up a journal that had been sitting empty for months and started writing. A paragraph turned into a page into 3 that she started applying for creative projects on the side. She said no to people who drained her. She spent less time on distractions and more time on her passions. Angela didn't quit her job or pack her bags and leave the city. Not yet, but she started walking toward the woman she saw in that mirror. Day by day. Slowly. Deliberately. Courageously. And for the first time in a long time, she felt alive. Years passed. Angela became a published author. A speaker. A guide to thousands who were once just like her, lost, stuck, and scared to dream again. One day, after finishing a seminar, a young woman approached her. "I feel like I don't know who I am anymore," she said. Like I'm living a life I didn't choose. Angela reached into her bag and pulled out a small hand mirror. It was old, just like the one she had once seen. She handed it to the girl and said, "This won't show you what's on the outside. It will show you what's inside, if you're brave enough to look. And once you see it, don't walk away from it. Become it." Now listen carefully, because this story isn't just about Angela. It's about you. Yes, you, listening to this right now. You've looked in mirrors your whole life. But have you ever looked past your reflection? Past the tiredness, the doubt, the fear? Have you ever dared to ask, who could I be, if I stopped holding myself back? There's a version of you that already exists, deep inside. One that's strong, brave, full of light. But that version doesn't come out by accident. You have to fight for it. You have to choose it. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. So let me ask you, who do you see in the mirror of your soul? Do you see a person stuck in excuses? Or a person ready to rise? The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs people who are ready to step into who they truly are. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop surviving. Start living. The mirror has already shown you the truth. Now it's your turn to become it. Moral of the story, you are not what the world sees. You are what you dare to become. The reflection of your soul is not a fantasy. It's a future waiting for your action. Don't just stare at it. Live it. Stories shape us. If this one stayed with you, support the channel with a like and subscribe, and stay for the next chapter.